Namaste. Thank you for joining today. Merry Christmas. And as always, please practice according to your condition and comfort level. Feel free to modify as you need to. I'll give some options as well as variations for those advanced practitioners who want to try those. So thank you so much again. So let's begin. Seated tall and supremely still. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Before creation and beyond the ends of this universe, there was and always will be God established in the midst of it all. Attune to that supreme consciousness now. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. I bow to the inner light. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May the Lord guide us and protect us through this practice and bestow upon us the fruits and knowledge that help to remove our pain and suffering. May we acquire a strong desire from liberation from that ignorance that binds us to that suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So, let's just start off by stimulating the chakras. Bring the attention to those 7 main energy centers that sit along the central psychic channel that is coincident with the spine. So you're just trying to imagine that this channel sits towards the back of the body, and you concentrate on a color and the sound associated with it. So there's 7 tones, but the same seed mantra associated with each of those chakras. So let's just imagine we're trying to open them up in order for the energy to eventually be able to pass right through. So starting at the base of the spine, the root chakra, Muladhara. Lam, 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 lam. Repeat. next one, that was red, I'm sorry, so let's do that again. I forgot to denote the colors. So red again, starting at the base of the spine. Lum, 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 lum. Lum, 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 lum. Moving up to the sacral chakra now, Swahistana, color is orange. Vam, 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 vam. Vam, 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 vam. Next, the navel chakra, Manipura, color is yellow. The solar plexus area, navel. Rum, 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 rum. Rum, 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 rum. Going now to the heart, Anahata, the color is green. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Moving up to the throat now, Vishuddha, color is blue. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, 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 hum. Third eye, Anya, color is indigo. Om, 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 om. Om, 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 om. Now let's go to the crown, violet. The sound is just one long sustained om. Allow the breath to carry the sound through until you run out of breath. Inhale together. Again, concentrate at the crown, Sahasrara, violet. Inhale again. So now let's come to standing. So we're going to start off first by bringing the hands together. Mantra for purification, to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you know it, you enchant with me. If you don't, just imagine that you hear the voice of the Guru and you derive the benefits as though you were chanting the words perfectly yourself. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandritaksham Sabaya Pyantraha Schi. Two more times, try to do each one in one breath, and each one in one breath, and do it with conviction and with force so that it can be heard by all the subtle bodies within. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Savaya Pyantraha Sachi. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Savaya Pyantraha Sachi. Stand with your feet about 10 inches apart. Bring your arms up high, charging breathing. Inhale from the soles of feet right up to the fingertips. Attract the energy right up there through your attention. Holding it at the fingertips, hold the breath. Exhale all the way back down to the soles of the feet. Watch the movement of the breath and the energy. Inhale again, draw the earth's energy right up through the body. Feel it charging up the body as it moves up. Holding the breath and the attention at the fingertips again. Exhale all the way back down to the soles of the feet. Last time, pull the energy right up to the fingertips. Watch it rising up. Holding it at the fingertips, suspend the breath. Exhale all the way back down. Feel fully charged. Bring the arms down now. Let's continue with warm-ups to prepare the body for the practice. Imagine you're the witness watching the body move by itself. Hands on the hips, circle the head. Try to see the floor in all the directions as the head moves around. Neck stays long, throat open. And then change the direction of rotation. Try to get the ears come right to the shoulders. The chin to the chest, back of the head, on the top of the back. Good. Now from here, left leg forward, right leg back. Imagine you have a weight in your right hand. Give it a little bit of weight and swing the arm forward, right arm. Go back for 4. You can support your shoulder if you like with your left hand across the chest, pressing into the inside of the shoulder and back. And forward again. And back. And then change stance, right foot in front, left arm circles forward and back. And forward again. And back. One last time, forward and back. Good. Now from here, we're going to start to swing the body from side to side. Start to see all the way around. Feel like your arms are heavy ropes, just hitting the body. And then see if you can move faster. So start to shake the shoulders. Feel as though the arms are dead. Going faster as you see fit. Allow the head to fly. And then release. Good. Next one, lion's breath. So making a fierce face like a lion, the eyes wide and the tongue hanging out of the mouth. Imagine you're pouncing. Come into a squat as far as you feel comfortable. Shake up the hands, loosen the wrists, allow the fingers to fly from side to side, and up and down. Good, take hold of the opposite elbows over the head, holding close to the shoulders, bend to the left, bend to the right. Keep going. Now back and forth. Pull the elbows up and then just go from side to side very fast. Move as fast as you can. And release. One last one. You can take your arms out to the side for balance. You can hold on to a wall or a chair if you need to. Swing the right leg back and forth. Lean forward as the leg comes up. Try to get the knee to the shoulder. Arch your back as the leg goes back. Imagine trying to kick yourself in the head from behind. And then the other leg. And release. Okay, so now let's make our way to the front of the mat. Bring the hands to the heart. Close the eyes. Remember the words from the Bhagavad Gita. Knowledge is better than practice. Meditation is better than knowledge. Renunciation of the fruits of action is better than meditation. Peace immediately follows such renunciation. So Offer up the fruits of the practice to make it an even more powerful act of divine love towards all beings everywhere. Raise your arms up over the head, Surya Namaskar. Fall down, bend the knees. If you need to, bring your hands flat on the ground. Bring the right foot back into lunge, sink down to the seat, lift through the chest. Come into high plank, lower the knees, bring the seat all the way back behind your heels. Pull with your arms, pull the body through between the arms, coming up into Cobra. So just come up to the height that is appropriate for you at this point. Take your time to warm up. Come forward again, head back, all the way back. One last time, brush your nose to the ground as you come forward. Pull with your arms, propel yourself forward with more ease and power. Adho Mukha Savasana, roll over your toes, lift the seat up and back. Right foot steps forward to the hands softly. Sink through the seat. Bring the feet back together, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right up to standing. Stretch the whole front of the body. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms over the head. Stretch. Go down. Don't worry about the breath. Just move the body in a way that feels natural, moving with the breath easily. Left foot back. So the breath stays steady and even. Lower down the knees, bring the seat back. Glide forward. The breath will figure it out. Just move the body gracefully. Again, come forward. Open up the chest, bring the head all the way back. Open up the throat. All the way back. One last time. Glide forward between the arms. Lift the head. Roll back over your toes. Adho Mukha Savasana, melt the heart towards the ground. Left foot steps forward. That was a little bit difficult. You can lower the knee. If you need, you can bring your left hand to assist the foot forward. Feet come together, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right up to standing, push the hips forward. Come back home. Raise your arms over the head. Go down. Imagine all beings experiencing this through your body, right foot back. So move in a way that offers the best experience possible. Feet together, knees, chest, forehead down. And as it is an offering to God, to all beings, just do your best. Right foot steps forward to the hands, sink down to the seat. Feet come together, bow as though in humbleness, head down. Come right to standing. Back home, hands to the heart. Raise your arms, lift the eyes as though in absolute surrender to the highest self. Fold the body down. Left foot back. Into the plank. Every movement reflecting devotion, love, surrender. Come forward into upward facing, cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Feet come together. Fold the body in half. Come all the way up to standing. Shine your heart up. Hands back to the heart. To add on, reach the arms up over the head. Create space as much as possible to approach your true nature, which is boundless, which is limitless. Bring your belly onto your thighs, join the hands behind the back. Extend through the crown and push the legs of the body into your legs. Send your seat up high, right over the heels if you can. Arms come over the head. See if you can shimmy your chest further down, so you're trying to get below the knees. Face to the shins if your legs are straight. Then release the hands, right foot back. Lower the knee down, sink down to the seat. Kapyasana. Bring your arms up over the head. Stretch the body by the hips. Telescope it right up. And then bring the hands back down. From here, plant your hands down, swing the left leg up and back. Ekapada Adho Mukha Savasana. Come forward, shoulders over the fingertips if you can. Bend your elbows, lower your chest down first. If you need to, you can bring your knee down at the same time. The toes then come down together on the ground into Cobra. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Right leg comes up and back. Step the foot between the hands, lower the back knee, sink down to the seat. Raise your arms up over the head, reach up and back. And bring the hands back down. Step the feet back together, chest on the thighs. Extend the arms back, telescope the head forward and dive down. Feet comes towards, the head comes towards the feet. Release, bring your arms up over the head. Bring the hands back to the heart now. Always coming back to the heart, to the place, the source of love. Reach up and back, hips forward. Go down. Lose yourself in the sensations. Chest on the thighs, join the hands. Extend through the crown. Again, dive deeply. Pull one more time, get the hands further forward. So you're trying to get your hands to the ground in front of the feet, and in front of the head. And then release the hands, left foot back. Lower the knee down, sink through the seat. Arms up over the head, expression of offering, abject surrender. Kapiyasana. Bring the hands down, plant the hands, swing the right leg up and back, come forward into your high plank. Again, lower down as you see fit. Knee can come down at the same time as the chest. Right into Cobra. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Immediately take the left leg up and back. Bring your shoulders forward so that when your foot lands, it lands softly without a sound. Try not to make any jarring motions, no jerky motions, no jarring sounds. Try not to bring the witness into a state of agitation and distress and restlessness. Chest on the thighs, extend through the crown and pull the head down towards the ground. Release the hands, bring them up over the head. Reach up and back. Hands find the way back to the heart. And be receptive to all experiences. Bring the arms back. Come forward. Yet another variation still. This form. Raise the head and chest. Shoulders forward. And then come back. Walking or hopping back into Chaturanga. Or right on the ground. Come up into upward facing dog immediately if you can. Or again, Cobra. And then you can lift your hips and knees if it's okay. Feel like a dog stretching. Just trying to howl at the moon. Raise your head, open up the throat. Roll over your toes back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Bounce through the chest a little bit, try to flatten your arms, try to get your head to the ground. Feel like a dog stretching its back. Copy all forms physically and mentally. Be loyal like the dog. Be joyful and playful like the dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look between your hands. Bring your feet forward, hopping and walking. Pull the body against the legs again. Come up to standing, hips forward. Reach back. Return home, Panamasana. One last time. Same variation. Remain receptive to all experiences, for they all teach us something. They all give us knowledge, which is the antidote to ignorance. Inhale, head and chest lift. Press into your hands. Back smoothly into Chaturanga or on your belly. Through into upward facing dog. Now from here, roll over your toes and right back into downward facing dog. Again, roll forward, round the back, tuck the tail, and then uncoil. Open up through the chest and right back again. Imagine trying to push the heart between your shoulder blades and then sink the heart down. And then one more time, come forward into upward facing dog. And right back, round the back as you make your transition, and then sink the heart, soften in every sense of the word. Lift the heels, bend the knees up to the hands, and bring your feet forward gently. Land as soft as a cat. Pull the body in towards the legs. Come all the way up to standing. Arch back. Bring the hands back to the heart. Take pause here for a moment. From the solar plexus, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows. Send all the power from that source right up there. Make it available for all beings. Hold it there, suspend the breath, keep your attention there to attract all the power there. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Keep replenishing that source by keep on imagining that your power is going out to all those who need it. Now let's do some standing poses. Some sequences perhaps. Stand on your left foot first. Start off in tree. You can bring your foot to the inseam of the leg if you like. Foot pressing flat against the leg. Or if you can bring your knee up to the shoulder. Move into your half lotus with your foot at the hip crease and just try to point the knee down if you can. Hold the foot if you need to. If you're having trouble balancing, you can keep your toes on the ground, turn your knee out. Just not against the knee joints, either below or above. And now, raise your arms up over the head. Reach for the sun, reach for the light and the warmth that helps you to be more abundant, to produce even more fruits, more oxygen. Offer as much as you can, in whatever form you're in. Now from here, we're going to take the hands down, take hold of the foot, the inside of the heel, thumb behind the heel, and bring the arms up, ballet pose. You try to get your toes and your fingers at the same height, so it might be a little bit flatter. If it's having trouble straightening the knee, you can hold underneath the leg if that's easier. More flexible, take the leg right up to the shoulder, lean a little bit to the left. Try to get your legs straight up. Lift through the chest. Be magnificent and proud like the dancer. Good. Then from here, why not, into Garudasana. Bend your knee, bring it high, and then cross the leg across the other one, the standing leg. Turn to the left a little bit. You may be able to hook the foot on the back of the leg, the standing leg. Left arm over top. And then press the elbows forward, sink down, but try to keep your shoulders back in line with the hips. Concentrate on that eagle form, serving the land as though trying to figure out where it's going to go today in flight. And now, let's go, take off. If you can, just try to keep your foot up the whole time. Just try to dance from one pose to the other like a shapeshifter, effortlessly. Spread your wings, imagine you're gliding on the surface of the ocean. If you need to, you can bring your index fingers down to find the balance and then fly. So, just try your best again. And then come right back up. Let's try again on the other side. Pressing down into your right foot. Take your left foot up into your tree, Vrikshasana. Foot against the inseam of the leg or in your Lotus, whatever variation you did the last time. Hands to the heart. Come all the way up. Grow tall. Make your trunk strong and steady. Gaze up as though you're saying, take me, I'm yours to do your will. Every movement, every pose an offering. And from here, bring the arms down, change your hold so you hold me inside of the left heel, thumb behind, and then come up into your dancer. Nice straight limbs if you can, maybe going a little bit to the right so that you can get your leg up higher if you're flexible. Try not to shrink down into your hips, keep rising up. Good. Then from here, let go of the foot, bring the knee up high. Keep the knee high as you cross the leg so that the leg comes higher on the thigh. Turn to the right, you might be able to hook the foot a little bit more easily. And then the right arm over the left. Eagle, Garudasana. In every form, God resides. So just try to see God in every form. See how magnificence prevails in every form in so many beautiful, different, various ways. From here, release. Right into gliding eagle. Come forward, have to fall a little bit towards your toes a little bit. Try to get your head about the height of the knee. Again, you can take your index fingers to the ground if you need to find the balance. Now soar, be free. Liberate yourself from all doubts, all insecurities. Just do your best. And then come back up. Whatever happens to arise in life, as Dharma says, just dance with it. So come to the back end of the mat. Take a big step forward with the left foot. Lower the knee down. Sink down to the seat. So adjust your stance a little bit so your seat is close as possible to the front heel so that you don't have as much pressure on the knee. But if you need to, you can fold the mat over in the long edge. Take your arms up, hold the opposite elbows again as we did in the warm-up. Press the back. This time, press the head into the back and head into the arms. Allow the body to hang back. Lean away from the leg. Fall towards the back. If you want, you can take your arms up in Kapyasana. Wiggle the shoulders a little bit. Try to get your shoulders flat and your chest right up. Think of a crescent moon shape. Index fingers over the back toe eventually. Good. Here you can come into swan if you know that variation. If you're not quite there, you can't take your leg up very easy. Your back leg can just stay like this. Curve your side body again. Left hand just on the left knee. Lean away from the leg if you can. Take the foot up into the crook of the arm. Left arm comes around. Notice the fingers are close to the ears. So the right ear, so you can take your hands more easily. And then push the foot into the arm away from the shoulder. Think of a swan's neck. There's no sharp angles. Soften the elbow joint. Now pull the foot towards you. Release the foot. Face forward. Left foot a little bit out to the left side of the mat. Rock back and forth, trying to sink down to the seat. And then lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. Roll to the right, right forearm down. Roll to the left, left forearm down. Keep telescoping the chest forward so that the body gets longer and longer and closer to the ground. Try to have your knee higher than the shoulder, than the rest of the back, and keep the knee close to the shoulder. If you're very flexible, bring your chest right on the ground. Fix your gaze like a lizard, staring unblinkingly forward. If you want to take a bind, you're flat on the ground, left arm comes in front of the foot, on the outside and underneath the knee. Right hand over the back, just hold the right wrist with your left hand. Pull your chest forward. Good. Now, come back onto your hands. Bring your seats back. Move your foot a little bit more towards the midline, center of the body. Left hip back. Ardha Hanumanasana. Sink down, try to get your belly on your thigh. Your shoulder, left shoulder is on the outside of the knee. Take your attention to all those areas where you feel tight and imagine all the prana going to those areas to release. If this is too easy for you, Hanumanasana, bend the toes under the back foot, sink your seat forward and push into your fingertips, start to slide your heel forward. Keep your seat forward, your shoulders over your seat. So you can pulse a little bit, do so in a mindful way. Don't go to a place of pain or anxiety or distress. This is not what you want to offer. If you're flat down, or even if you're not, you can engage your legs like so. Bend the toes under back foot, really firm up the thighs and the calves. You can maybe come upright with your arms. This pose says anything is possible. Hanuman is the embodiment of courage and faith and devotion. Arch back if you like. If you know other variations, go ahead. Some of you might be able to take the foot up to the head. Be creative. Cultivate your imagination. You can only go as far as your imagination. And release. From here, shift a little bit to the left so you can get your left foot to come in about the height, the same line as the knee. If it's too much for your hip, just move it closer into the right hip. Rock from side to side, try to get a little bit more weight into right side. So the front of the right hip will anchor down. And then take the foot with your right hand and slide your left hand forward in front of the left knee. Maybe eventually the shoulder comes down, the right shoulder on the foot. Your chest is on the leg. Your leg is close to the throat perhaps. If you're more flexible, you can bring your foot forward in front of your chin and rest your face on your foot. keep on lengthening. Move according to your ability and your comfort level. But remember, you have to keep on trying to go to the edge in order to surpass it. And when you make progress, that's how you stay motivated. Always try to find the enthusiasm. Now, walk back here, press into your hands and bring the left knee back towards the midline and bring the foot in, closer. Legs like a box, bend the toes under, on the back foot, right arm up, go to the outside of the thigh. Allow the armpit to sit on the outside of the knee. Left hand can form a fist, pushing into the right hand, or hands in Anjali Mudra. Now push into your hands. Your hands should not be by the shoulders, body sinking down. Pull the body up so the thigh is higher than the belly's higher than the thigh, and then you have more room to spin. Left shoulder rolls all the way back. Left hip moves back as well. If you can take a bind. Push on the right elbow with your left hand. Pull your hips back so you can snake your hand through a little bit more easily. Hand is underneath the belly. Left arm goes over the back. And then you take the wrist or lock the fingers together. Then you can take the back knee up off the ground if you like. Charge your legs. Just watch the body moving by itself. Tap into the consciousness of the Guru, be obedient and copy the Guru so that they are willing to give you all their tricks. Now release. Come back to plank position. Bring the seat back here. Left hand towards the right. Turn towards the right. Vasisthasana. Lift your hips up away from the ground. Arc your body away from the earth. Now from here, you can stay here. You can modify by bringing the left knee down, by the way, if it's too much. Or you can slide your left toes back a little bit alongside the left knee. The left foot is at 45 degrees. So sorry, the right foot slides back. And then from here, keep your hips up high. Stay strong on your hand. Keep the arm extended. Left foot flat. Take your right knee up. If you want, take the foot if you have the reach. Come back into plank. Go to the other side immediately. Right hand more to the left, and then go to Vasisthasana. Left foot can stay in front of the right. A little bit easier. Make sure you don't drop into your shoulder. Keep your right arm strong, your neck extended. And again, if you want, spin. Lock your hip up high as you can. Press down the base of the big toe with your right hand, right foot. Take your left knee up if you can. Maybe the toes if you have the reach. You should feel like you're doing an Urdhva Dhanurasana. Hips are way high. And release. Come back into plank. Good. Now from here, just bring the right foot forward, lower the knee down, sink down to the seat, starting all over again on the other side. Bring your seat down low, arms up over the head, and take hold of your arms close to the shoulders or opposite elbows. Again, allow your body with your chest to sink back. Try not to create any folds in the lower back. Keep pulling the body up out of the hips, curl the tail under. So this is moving down, the rib basket's moving up. So you're creating space in your lower back. And if you like, Kapyasana. Do that infamous Dharma wiggle to get your shoulders to open, the arms behind your ears, underneath the ears. If you're flat like a board, looking up, so like a table, I should say. And then from here, you can go into, stay there, you can come into a side type of position, right hand to the knee, left hand sliding to your left foot. If you can, go ahead into your swan. Bring your fingers close to the ear so you can take your hand more easily and push the foot away from the shoulder. Make sure you're not falling towards the left. Push your chest forward and up. Lengthen the arms. release. Take the left foot back to the shoulder so you can place it down. Moving now into lizard. Move forward again, or face forward. The right foot moves out to the edge of the mat. And then you can rock back and forth a few times. Feel as though your hips are very heavy, like you have weights in your hip pockets. And then push the left foot back, lower the knee down, flatten out the toes, roll to the left, see if your left forearm comes down. Roll to the right, maybe the right forearm comes down. If that's too much, you just stay upright. Well, with your arms, elbows up off the ground. But keep on trying to move the chest forward so the body telescopes forward, lengthens, and maybe eventually the chest will just come right down. You're stretched out so much. Be like a lizard sunning itself on a warm earth. If you can, bring your chest down and alternatively go into the bind if you're flat on the ground. Try to imagine just being the lizard or being the bird or the warrior where they're at ease, and then you may find the ease as well. The mind comes into a quiet, tranquil place. Soon as is possible, all forms, when you tap into the consciousness. Now come back up. Move the hips back so that they're over the back knee, and lift the toes up, bow to the leg, gesture of humbleness. In every pose, just try to cultivate grateful gratitude, humbleness. Be content with what you have. Expect nothing, have no expectations, and you receive so much. You can stay there or lift your head and chest, bend the toes under, and then hinge your seat forward like you're doing a lunge again, like starting Kapiyasana, and then you can just see if you can work your way into Hanumanasana. So don't be too aggressive, nice and controlled, so you don't overstretch. Now, embrace all the qualities, reflect all the qualities of Hanuman. They're already in you, for we are all one. We're all the same, all forms. Just displayed in different ways according to our condition. Revere them all forms. And then come back. Lean forward, bring your fingertips, press into your fingertips so you can bring the right foot back. And from here, sorry, I think what did I do? I think I went to lizard, I went to pigeon, sorry. So rock a little bit towards the right so you can bring the right foot across in front. Again, pull a foot in closer to the hip if it's too much for your hip. And then rock a little bit from side to side. Try to get a little bit more weight into your left side so the left hip comes down as equally with the other one. Take hold of the foot. And again, see if you can pull your chest down onto your thighs. Slide your right hand in front of the right knee. And then you can eventually slide your other hand forward. Option again to move your foot further forward. And bring your face onto your foot if you have the flexibility. Try to keep the right knee opening up to the ground. Keep reaching forward. Find spaciousness. Expand in every way possible. Your mind, your body, your devotion. And then coming back up, press into your hands and then slide your foot back. Coming into Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. Bend the toes under on the back foot, lift the left arm up, this way, across to the right. The arm is sitting on the armpit is sitting on the outside of the knee. Again, right hand in the fist, push down into your left hand, raise the body up, the belly's higher than the thigh, and then turn your chest up. All the way, so it looks like you're lying on your back right beside your right leg. Again, if you want, you can try to take a bind, Notice how my elbows lower than the knee and a space below the knee. Move your hips back so you get more room for the hand to slide underneath. Your hand is now against your belly. Right hand can go over the back. Take your wrist or lock your fingers together. Then perhaps take the back knee up off the ground. Always just go to the place where you won't come into place of pain or anxiety or distress. This is not what you want to transmit. Make an honest effort, but not to the extreme where it's going to hurt yourself. And then release. Press the left hand down and the right hand come back into high plank. Again, another round of Vasisthasana. I like to bring my seat back first like I'm doing downward facing dog. And then from here, move into Vasisthasana. If you like, you can go right into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Those who know, come into Wild Thing first. Slide your left foot back, right foot back the way we started. Spin on the heel of your palms. And then maybe you can come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. For those who want to try it, those of you who are advanced who know how to get there, go ahead. And then come back. Press the heel of the palm. Lift your hips. Keep your arm extended back into downward facing dog, right to the other side. Right hand plants down, and then from here, slide your left toes back, push your hips up, keep your arm extended, spin on the heel of your palms, your fingers are facing towards the middle of the mat, and then slide your right foot back to meet beside your left. Just open. Good, and then come back again, spin on the right hand, spin on the foot, keep your hip high. Make your way back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, step now. Step the right foot forward to the hands, spin on your feet, facing along the edge of the mat. And come all the way up. Now if you're facing the wrong way, I lost kind of track, so I'm not sure which way you're facing, but if you're facing away from the camera, you can just take a 180 degree jump. So you're facing the right way, okay? And from here, I'll do it this way so you can see a little bit better. Stand in hero pose, bring the hands to the heart. From the heart, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart, so always add that in place of love. Easy Chakasana, turn your toes out, bend your knees so your knees come beyond your toes, push your hips forward and pull down at the same time. And then roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards, allow the head to come back all the way, drop it back if you feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable, you can slide one hand at a time down just below the knees. And then you have good control of your legs here. You can do that outward spiral of the thighs and inward spiral of the shins. Keep pressing your hips forward. And try to lift them up a little bit so your legs straighten a little bit. If you feel comfortable, if you're more flexible, you can walk your hands all the way down to your heels. If your head's close to the ground, you can see the ground easily. You have the option of, again, going to Urdhva Dhanurasana. Release one hand at a time. Now return. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, again, one hand at a time back on the leg. Push your knee forward. Just push underneath the knee with your hand on the palm, and then the other hand comes. Keep your hips forward. Everybody else can walk the way back up. Palm your way back up to the seat. And from here, arms out to the side. Pull your heels out a little bit so your edges of your feet are parallel. Come forward. Prasarita Pantanasana. You can hold on to your ankles or somewhere along your shins, or step on your fingers with the edges of your feet. Pull the body right between your legs. Shoulders lift. Try to get your head further through, like you're trying to get your chest behind your knees, behind your legs. Those who want can place your hands down, come into tripod if you like, tripod headstand. Just for about 10 seconds or so. Always smooth movements, no jerky movements. And then coming back down. So as your feet come closer to the ground, you have to pull your legs, engage your core a little bit more. Pull your legs closer so you're trying to get them right beside your waist. And bring your feet down quietly beside your head. Arms out to the side, come all the way back up. One more easy Chakrasana. Move your feet in a little bit. If you're more flexible, you can get your feet even almost all together, right together. Push into your seat and go back. Walk your way down. Go slowly. So be careful if you have low blood pressure when you come back up, especially. Do it mindfully. Don't hold your breath. Keep on breathing. And then come all the way back up. Walk your hands back up your legs. Push into your seat, pull down at the same time. Come back up. Bring your hands again to the heart, feet apart. From the heart, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine love. And then bend your knees, step your feet back together, arms by the sides of the body. Standing tall like a mountain here, imagine being so solid like a mountain, unshakable in your devotion to God and to the service of others. Now, come down. Inversions. Shilshasana, if you can get into it. Headstand by yourself easily, then go ahead. I welcome you to go ahead, and then you can do a lotus once you're up. Once you find your steady pose, close the eyes and bring the attention to Trikuti, the space between your eyebrows, and stay there. All others, if you want some other options, you can watch me. So you can either start in hare pose with your forehead on the ground in front of the knees. Lift your seat up so much as you can. You can hold on to the backs of the legs, like on the shins. And try to get your seat up over your knees. If it's too much pressure on the back of your head, it's not comfortable, just move your head out a little bit more. You want to try to go a little bit further. Make sure you can take hold of your opposite elbows easily, all the way around. And then interlace your fingers. You don't want to move your elbows at this point. Just place your head between your palms. If your elbows go out wide, it's going to be more difficult to balance. So keep your elbows where they are, no more than shoulder height, a little bit inside. And here you can just walk your feet towards your elbows and just press up off both heels. Come right onto your tippy toes if you can. Try to get, if you're very flexible, your belly and your thighs might come together. If you want, you can bring one leg back. Even if your foot can't get close to the elbow, you can just pulse up and down up off the heel. Keep your leg that's raised very close to the seat and flex your foot. Push through the base of the toes, bend your toes back. This helps engage your muscles you need to eventually lift up more easily. So then you just see if you can flick your toes away from the ground. Pull your toes away from the ground on the foot that's on the ground. And then just play hot potato with the ground. Eventually, if you are able to, you push through the back foot a little bit more. And your foot comes up higher, about the height of the shoulder, of the hips. Feet dangling like like fruit off a tree. So keep your legs very bent close to the floor, so if you go over, it's not that long away. Your feet are already close to the ground. Okay. Always move in a controlled way. Those of you who are already up, again, you can come into your lotus. You can try to do different variations here. Perhaps you can come off of one arm altogether, or you can lift your head up off the ground. Go into forearm stance. Lots of things you can do. So just, if you're professional, as Dharma says, you can go ahead into your poses. Maybe you can bring one hand forward and just come up all but one finger. Don't put all the weight on the finger, most on the head and the upper of the lower the forearm that's beside your head. Keep pushing back, and eventually you can bring your right arm up, or the the arm up. Just keep trying. Right. Few more breaths here. And then back down. Come into child's pose, rest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften everything. Roll your way back up. Good. So now, we're going to try come onto your back for shoulder stand. So you can come up the conventional way. The easiest way to get into is to roll into it. So you come to the front of the mat, so you have lots of mat behind you. And then push into your arms, lift your seat, and bring your feet all the way over your head. This no matter if your feet don't touch down. Just try to get your hips up over your shoulders. Move your hands together so that your heels, your palms maybe come together if you can. So your arms are behind your back all the way. Then you can bring your hands to the back, close to the seat, fingers facing towards the seat. And bring your legs up, one or both at a time. From here, if you want, you can go into Lotus. If you know how to, if you have a Lotus, pull one foot in, and then the other. Just wiggle it in, and then you can try to get your knees in a little bit higher. Push your hips forward. If you're right on top of your shoulders, you'll eventually be able to take your hands up off the ground and onto your legs. You can do this with your legs straight as well. Feet a little bit over your head. If it's all too much, you can keep your knees close to your head. If it's still too much, just rest your hands underneath your seat. Just sit on your hands and your legs are straight up. You can do this against the wall too. With your heels against the wall, your seat is very close to the wall. Okay, so turn sideways first against the wall, so your length of the body is along the side of the wall, then you turn around so that your hips are right, your seat's against the wall. Bring the attention to the space between your eyebrows. Concentrate on stillness. See if you can keep on merging with God, who sits in the spiritual heart. Watch the space between the eyebrows. With complete devotion, when you think of God and you concentrate there, perhaps at some point you'll trigger divine bliss. You'll feel it. Now from here you can come into cloud pose if your legs are to Lotus. And if you want, you would go down with your thighs against your belly, your knees on either side of the head. Squeeze the knees into the ears. And see if that will help you to withdraw from your senses even more, to concentrate more, to go inward beyond the body, the mind, and the emotions. Feel free to take your arms on the backs of the legs. You can even slide your hands inside your legs and just press your heels, your palms against the ears. Fingers go towards the back of the head. Listen to the inner sounds, like an ocean sound that you might hear. If you're Lotus, keep your Lotus. Pindasana, take your bind underneath your seat. If you're, again, high, shoulder hips are right over your shoulders. Getting ready to come out of the pose. Slowly take your arms behind your back. Try to get your thumb tips and your index fingers to touch. And then slowly come down. Keep your legs close to the body. And when the seat lands on the hands, you can either keep your legs raised at 45 degrees and then push into your elbows and bring your chest up. Okay, so if you have Lotuses, it would be very short, small looking V, otherwise your legs are extended like this. And then from here, if you stay strong, if you want to keep your legs up, just bring your head back so the top head is on the ground. If it's too much, bring your legs down. If you have your Lotus, push your knees down, push into the elbows, and lift your chest up, bring your head down, top of the head. Pull on the toes, try to get your elbows and your knees to stay down as you're holding your feet. Feel as though you're beaming love out of your heart to all beings everywhere. Come into a generous, compassionate mindset. Stay in that mindset. Now from here, break the pose, relax. Legs extended, inhale. Exhale, recharge. Feel as though you're fainting. Good, slide your feet in, close to the seat. Edge of the feet in line with the hips. So you can, when your arms extend by the sides of the body, your fingers will probably touch the heels, might touch the heels. Lift your seat and try to get your hips up as high as you can. Curl the tail under so you can use your hands to tilt the pelvis forward physically, so manually. And if you can interlace your fingers underneath your body. Your hands are underneath the seat. Push your chest towards your chin. Try to create a nice even curve from the bottom of the neck all the way to the backs of the knees. You can stay here, or you can come into Urdhva Dhanurasana if you like. Release your hands, bring your fingertips on either side of the head, fingers facing slightly outwards, equally spread. And then slide your head back behind your hands, closer to the feet. Spin your hands around and palms are facing down, fingers again still facing out a little bit. Take a half breath in and see if you can take your head up off the ground. Lift your heels, stretch the body. Try to straighten your arms and legs as much as you can. Bring your feet and your hands closer together if you can. Again, according to your condition. Push your chest forward as though you're trying to push it right against the wall in front of you. Get even higher if you can. And then lower down, bring the heels down. And then come down softly. Again, no heavy, hard landings. Come onto your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the right leg up. And you can slide your left foot in if you need to. So your left foot slides in, the knee is bent, so your foot's flat on the ground. For the right leg, just push the knee against the shoulder, take hold of the ankle, and keep pulling on your foot, trying to get it close to the head. Stretch out the back of the leg again, take your attention to those tight areas, send the prana there. If you can, extend your left leg flat on the ground. Very flexible, you might be able to allow the leg to slip a little bit to the outside, just beside your body, so your knee is pretty much right against the armpit. And try to get your foot to the ground. And then bend the knee, half happy baby pose. So your heel is in line with your knee, and then you're just trying to, you have a couple of options. You can take your leg out to the side, so if you're standing in case you can't see, so you can either take your leg out to the side, if you're holding the foot, you can go like this, so it looks like ballet pose. Or you try to take your shoulder in behind your knee, okay? And then you just try to push into the back of the knee. Get the knee as high as you can, close to the ear. Then you lift your shoulders up, pull on the foot. Try to get your leg behind your head. So it helps if you bring your left knee in towards your chest, your shoulder. You just wiggle around. Just keep moving. Keep on squirming around. Bring your head up, pull on the foot. Just rest, as though you're wrestling a little bit with yourself. Okay, and then eventually maybe your foot will come behind. If you're very flexible, you can get both legs behind the head for the full pose. Cross the ankles, pull the feet further back, and then slip them behind the head. You keep your hands in prayer, or take them underneath the body. join the hands. And then here, try to breathe from the heart to the space in the eyebrows and back down. Keep the consciousness, the Soham consciousness running through the head, through the whole being. So if you want to stay in Yoga Nidra, Yoga Nidasana, you can stay there, that full pose. If otherwise, you'd come onto the other side. So then your left leg comes up, your knee to the shoulder. You take your foot, pull on the foot a little bit. Slide your right foot in as you need to, or keep it flat on the ground if you're able to. And take your variations if you like. If you're more flexible, again, try to get your leg right beside your head. Right leg flat on the ground, very much looking like, almost like Hanumanasana here. Upside down splits. Or standing split, but you're on the ground. And from here, start to make the preparation to take your head, leg behind your head. Bend your knee. Heel over the knee, and then again, you can stay in your half happy baby pose. You can take the foot out to the side, or take your left shoulder in front of the knee. Slide your right knee in, and again, just wiggle around. If you keep pushing your knee up higher so it comes close to the ear. Helps a little bit. And when you lift your head, your foot's almost right beside your head. Just pull your head forward, push your foot back. And then you might be able to get your foot behind the head more easily. Okay, so just play with this. You've got it. Eventually it becomes very comfortable. And release. Take your leg out from underneath. From behind, if it's behind the head, inhale. Exhale, drop all the fatigue out of the body. Come back to seated position. Cross the ankles. Let's go the other way now for back stretching. Stretching it the other way. So hands, you're a little bit limiting your movement of your back, your spine. You can just take the front edge of the mat, tug on the mat like you're trying to pull the mat longer and longer. Stretch the mat. Drop your shoulders, anchor down through the lower body and the up of the forearms, and stay like the Sphinx statue. Resolute and strong, unaffected by anything that's going on in the environment. Friends, you can lift your elbows up, bring your head back, curve your spine a little bit more. And of course, you keep walking your hands up or towards the body. Stretch up. More flexible, come onto your fingertips. Right, very close to the hips. And then most your upper body's up off the mat. It's just to the beginning of your thighs, the top of your thighs that are on the ground. And then bend your knees, open up your legs, point your toes. Feels like you're squeezing socks behind your knees. Don't think too much of getting your head, your body flat, level to the ground. Think more of getting height first. Good. And if you're very close, you can push into one hand and then take the other hand to the leg and then hold on just below the knees. Bound King Cobra. Again, not suitable for all practitioners, maybe just if you want to try it. If you're an advanced practitioner, you may. Good. Now from here, make your way down. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Okay, bow pose. Bend your knees. Your feet towards the seat. Hold on to the ankles. Lift, forehead starts on the ground, but then lift the chest. Pull the legs back away from your head. You can stay with your thighs on the ground or kick through the legs And try to get your thighs up off the ground. If you want, you can rock a little bit. Pull your feet up higher. Look up. You might eventually see your toes. So you don't want to have your knees way, way, way out to the side. Keep them just, try to aim them to have the height of the width of the shoulders or hips. Okay. Stay a little bit longer. If this is too much, you can either just come lower. You can roll onto one side here, so you're lying on your side. You're pushing your feet away from your shoulders. Sort of like you're doing a rabbit pose on the ground, your shins on the ground. You can do that, or you can just let go of one foot. Just hold one foot. So just again, modify according to your condition. And release. Rest. Bring your hands one on top of the other, forehead on your hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. Once again. Garudasana. Hold it longer, as Dharma says, or you don't make any progress. Come up again. So if you did it on one side, you just roll to the other side this time. Your thighs are parallel, your arms are parallel in that one, or again, you can just come a little bit, do the other leg if you did it, sort of like the dancer one. Those of you who want to go into full pose, go ahead. Pull one foot out, bend the toes under, lift the knee up. So notice how my elbow is, it's higher than the shoulder. Then you can move your elbow forward in a natural way, not forcing the joint. And then keep pulling that foot up. Take the other foot, same way, it will come easier now that you have one already. Okay, and then lift up. Make sure you're not holding your breath, offer it up. And release. Come down, breathe in. Breathe out. Now come back to seated position. Your left leg is crossed, is across the front, the knees in front of the body, your foot on the outside of the hip, and your right foot on the outside of the left knee. If you can't keep both sides of the seat down easily, just stretch out your left leg, bring your right foot further down, beyond the knee, closer to the ankle. The right hand, this way, right down the center of the back, left arm up, and then pull the leg towards the left as you turn towards the right. If you have the full position, you can take your left hand to your heel, pull on the heel, try to use that pull to feel the twist a little bit more. Starting at the base of the spine, going all the way up. Visualize the spiraling action of your spine. Look over your right shoulder, don't just turn the eyes, turn the whole body. Eventually your shoulders open up, your chin comes over the back shoulder. Just for fun if you like, those who want to try, come to round balance, so you bring your left leg out, left arm to the outside of the knee, just as it was before, but place your hands down. Push into your foot, push into your hands, lift your seat, move forward. And then bring your right elbow in towards your body. You can rest your right ear on the ground. And then your right leg will be sitting on the left arm. You can extend that right leg and pull the left leg back if you like as well. It's another option. If you're stronger, try not to bring your head down. Back down, as Dharma says, not important. So just do your best. As always, when your mind feels ready to take on a challenge, and it will. Don't need to force it. Go the other way now. Change your legs around. Go to the left. Try not to crush the abdomen. Keep it free. Move the right leg, right knee beyond the right edge of the body. The left knee beyond the right edge of the body. And then those of you who want to try the arm bounce again, extend that right leg, right arm will still be there. On the outside of the knee, push into your hands, lean forward, bring your left elbow into the body, and then lift your seat. And then you can allow your elbow to sit in the body. You can just stay here. If you bring your chest forward a little bit more, your body's flat on the ground, your foot might come up. And if you bring your left side of the head down, makes it a bit easier. Kundinasana if you like. Right leg behind, left leg on the right arm, or take your head off. Release, come down. Now from here, sit quietly, close the eyes. Just do 3 rounds of Purifier Panayama. Imagine that you're making way, you're clearing all the psychic receptors, opening them up, purifying them to make yourself more receptive to all that you can manifest. But the biggest purifier is observance of the ethical rules, especially ahimsa. So you're inhaling through both sides of the nose, holding the breath for 12 counts. Contract the root muscles, pull them up towards the navel, chin on the chest. Third eye attention. Hold it for 12 counts. Exhale through the left for 6. For 8. The inhale's 4, hold is 12, and exhale's 8. Left hand in the Dharma Yoga. Index finger and the thumb form a circle, and on the left knee, right hand, second and third fingers fold down. Turn the palm towards you. Right thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left nostril. You hold the nose closed, both sides of the nose on the breath retention. Let's just do 3 rounds. Just imagine again, you're being scrubbed and purified from inside. So breathe out completely, empty the lungs. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, plug the nose. Contract the muscles. Bring the chest up, chin on the chest. Third eye attention. Tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. 10, 11, 12. Exhale to the left side. Release the right ring finger. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release the hand again. Inhale through both sides. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Keep the chest up, so when you bring your chin down on it, your back doesn't hunch. Keep the back straight. Exhale to the left again, release the locks. Relax the throat and the root area. 5, 6, 7, 8. One last time. Inhale. Hold for 12. Exhale to the left side. Bring the right hand down. Just keep on making yourself receptive and cultivate a strong desire to remain in adherence to yama and niyama, the ethical rules. Now lie down on the back. Shavasana. Make yourself even more open to receiving all the benefits of the practice by letting go of all the obstacles, mental, physical, and emotional. Be receptive. And know this is a very purifying process here. Surrender completely. So let's just do a few breathing exercises to promote more of the release. From the left toes, inhale up the left leg, up the spine, and right to the crown. Exhale back down that same path. As you do so, feel the left side of the body sinking. Left leg getting heavy as you release all the muscles. Right down to the toes go limp. Now the right foot from the toes. Inhale all the way up the right leg, right up through the spine and through to the crown. Exhale back down the spine. Feel the right side of the back also sinking, getting heavy. The right leg getting so heavy as the breath moves back down to the toes. Everything released. Feel as though the muscles were just hanging off the bones heavily. From the left fingertips, inhale up through the left arm, right through the shoulder, through the head to the crown. Exhale back down the same way. Feel the shoulder relaxing. Any tightness or restriction disappears. The arm gets heavy like dead weight, lying lifelessly on the ground. From the right fingertips, inhale up the right arm, through the shoulder, through the crown, through to the crown. Exhale all the way back down the right arm. The shoulder, the arm, all the muscles become as though they were just made, just jelly. Completely dissolved. From the crown, inhale down the spine. Now going down the left leg, right to the foot and to the very tips of the toes. Exhale back up, all the way back towards the crown. Any residual tension, anything that did not get released the first time, allow it to happen now. Feel heavy, dead-like. From the crown, down the spine. Inhale, down through the right leg to the toes, very tips of them. Exhale as you make your way back up. Once again, release anything that did not get released the first time. Any residual tension, let it go. From the solar plexus, inhale up to the crown. Again, breathing from the source of power. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Remain established in your power. From the fingertips and the toes and through all the pores of skin, inhale, draw the best of the best up. All the purification mechanisms, whatever you want to call them, all the way up through the spine to the crown. Exhale back down. Feel them just scrubbing the whole inside, making it brilliant and clean. And all the impurities out through the pores. From the base of the spine, inhale up through to the crown, right up. Exhale back down, all the way to the base of the spine. Just take a moment now to observe the body. Notice any shifts in the state of the physical, mental, or emotional state. Continue to be unconcerned, unfazed, just like the witness. And now, just watch the body as though you're perceiving it through the eyes of God, who is always unjudging, unconditionally loving. Leave the body alone. And its stillness allowed to rest there. So lifeless as it is, like a corpse. And then just merge with God, that eternal witness. Always there, sitting in the spiritual heart, established everywhere. Was there before creation of this universe, will be there after the end of this one. And as God is everywhere, both within all beings and everywhere, just like this divine force, feel as though you too are everywhere. Part of the universal soul. Make an intention now of remaining established in God, remaining in service to all beings through serving God, through the offering up of all the fruits of your practice, your daily activities, even your words and your thoughts. Make them such that they're always loving. Again, imagining that God is always present. So just try to stay in adherence to the idea that God is always with us. Keep that locked in your mind and heart. Repeat the following sentence 3 times to yourself to ingrain that idea. I am always with God, and God is always with me. There is no one without the other. Carry that with you in your day-to-day lives now. Prepare to come back from Shavasana. Always doing so in a way that is mindful, that's reverent, is quiet. Slowly return. Once you arrive in a seated position, remain absolutely still and supreme. Remembering to stand supreme no matter what challenges you face. Everything is perfect. Everybody passes through the same thing eventually. The important thing is to keep trying, keep up the effort. Every experience is perfect in that it teaches us something that we need to know to grow spiritually, to become more spiritually correct. So embrace it all. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so very much for joining today. Have a wonderful Christmas and surround yourself with family and friends and loved ones. Much love to all of you. Hope to see you soon.